Hey folks, Sheilah here from Design Files. In today's video, I'm going to show you some simple steps that you can take to add paint colors to your walls whenever you're building out a full room mock-up. Now, it's actually really quick and easy to do, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start with using this empty room image, and we're just going to start applying some paint colors to the walls. So I'm going to take, well, first things first actually. In order to add paint colors to the walls, what you want to do is you're going to come over to the right side panel here, and you're going to click into the paint color library. When you do that, you're going to see the different collections that are available to you. So you can just go ahead and you can click into any of those collections. You'll be able to search by color name or by color code. You can also just use the filter here and you can filter down to specific categories, or you can just browse. And when you hover over any of the paint swatches, you're going to see the paint name show up. So when you find a color that you like, just click and drag it out onto your canvas. And what I'm going to do here is I like to start by lining this up with the edge of the wall. So I'm going to line it up here, and I'm also going to line it up with the edge of the wall where it meets the ceiling. And then what we'll do here is we're just going to stretch this out so that it is large and it's meeting up with the top edge of the baseboard here. And then I'm going to use the Distort tool. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to drag these corners out so that I can fill the entire wall. Just like this. Now, once I have that in place, the next thing that I'm going to do here is, well, a couple things. Whenever I'm adding paint swatches to the walls, one of the things that I don't like is that it'll tend to look really flat, kind of fake, right? So in order to correct this, one of the things that I like to do is I'll select the paint swatch after I've added it to the wall. I'm going to go over to the style settings, and I'm going to actually take the transparency down by, to 80%. Now, the reason I like doing this is because if I take the transparency down a little bit, any of those sunspots on the walls or any of the shadows in the corners, they're going to start to show through. So it's going to give me a much more realistic look. So it's just a simple tip that you might want to keep in mind. Now, the nice thing about the paint feature within Design Files is that once you've added a paint color to the wall, you can actually just drag and drop any other paint swatch on top of it, and it will just fill in with that new color. So you don't have to keep dragging out paint swatches and distorting it to fill the entire wall and adjusting things all the time. You can just do it once and then just keep swapping out colors until you feel like you've got a color that you're really happy with. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to fill out the sidewall. So I'll do this one first, and then we're going to do this one over here, and I'll show you some cool tips that you can keep in mind if you need to get around windows or doors or any sort of structural elements. So let's go ahead. We're going to drag out another paint color here, and well, the same one, but we're just going to drag out another swatch, and I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to shift my canvas over, and if you're wondering how I'm doing that, I'm just holding down the left button on my mouse and clicking anywhere in this gray area, okay? Now, if I was actually, and one more tip, if you don't see the gray area because you're on a smaller screen size and you're just seeing the overall mood board space, just hold down the space bar, and then you can still click and drag with your left mouse and you'll be able to shift your screen around. All right, so let's shift this over. We're going to scale this one up right about there. And then we're going to use the Distort tool. Drag this out. We're just going to slide this into place here, and I'm going to pull this one up and out a little bit, right about there. Okay, cool. So we've got this lined up, but actually there's a little bit of space there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select it, and I'll use my left, right, up, down arrows to just shift it over and down one. And that looks much nicer. It's much tighter there. So I'm going to select this, and again, we're going to go to the transparency. We're going to take this to 80% to match this wall. And now here's what we're going to do here. On this wall, we've got these windows that we got to deal with. So what you don't want to do here is you don't want to take a paint swatch and then make one go all the way across the top and down the side and down the side and across the bottom here. It's not going to look good. It's always going to look pieced together and jagged, and especially if you're dealing with transparency, you're going to see all those weird edges. So here's a better approach. I'm just going to take this one that we just distorted. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to flip it, and we're going to drag it over to this wall. Just slide it into place here. Now, let's see what this is looking like. It's a little high up here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom right in, and we're just going to distort this. So we're going to select this, and we're going to bring that corner down a little bit. So I'll use the Distort tool and just drop this down. Maybe about here. Let's see what that's not bad. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. Now we've covered up the windows. So here's something that we're going to do here. I'm going to click on the empty room image. I'm going to duplicate the empty room image, and then I'm going to go into the background removal tool here. Once we're in the background removal tool, I'll switch over to the manual remove background option, and we're going to zoom right in here. So let's get nice and close. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to trace out the window image. So I'm just clicking my way around the window, and we're going to take just the window image. We'll save that, and now we're just going to layer that on top. So we don't have to piecemeal things together. This is going to give us a much cleaner look. And if you can't really see where the window should go, you can always go back into the style settings, take your transparency down a fair bit, and then get your windows in place, and then you can bring the transparency back up to 80%. So we've got our one window in. We're going to click the background image again, duplicate it again, go into the background removal tool, switch to the manual option, zoom right in, drag this over, and now we're just going to take this window. So I'm just clicking my way around, and then close this off, save it, drag this one over, and there you go. A nice cleanly painted wall, and we're just going to take this transparency right back up to 80%, and we are good to go. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit here. So hopefully these steps will help you out as you're building out your full room mock-ups. So key things to keep in mind: you've got your paint color collections, you can go into any of them. When you do distort a paint color swatch on the wall, you only have to do that once. And then once you have them in place, then you can literally just start dragging and dropping colors onto each of them, so you can test out different colors within the space and really see what's going to be the best for this particular client project. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you do have walls that have windows or doors, be sure to just create your paint swatch for the entire wall and then duplicate that background image and then cut out those individual elements so you can just lay them on top. If you do have any other questions about how to add paint color to the walls using the Moodboard editor, then feel free to reach out to us on the live chat. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching.